Hi, mate.
Hey, who did their homework on humbugs then?
I had a quick look.
Folks.
A suite from the 1820s.
Yeah. I saw your little thing.
I checked it up on humbug. It means bullshit, basically.
A lot of people with their phones on camera, don't they, looking at stuff,
Mm.
you know, in supermarkets.
Yeah.
They were looking at the price or the barcode, but they weren't. They're actually reading what was the ingredients. Robert Fisher. What's he say?
He's on a call to his daughter. He'll be there now in a minute.
Now in a minute. Over by there.
Now in a minute.
That's that now in a minute. I've worked it into a new song for the band. And is it part of a chorus or a verse? Or it's a verse. Life's as good as what you put in it, but don't rush the process. You may have to bin it. Let your mind rise. Take it to the limit. But hey, then I'll be there now in a minute.
Oh yeah, good one.
Yeah, no, it deserves a song. Now in a minute.
Yeah.
It's never going to be Hotel California, is it? But
No. I was quite confused. Well, not confused. I was always under the impression that the album cover for Hotel California, because when I went to the States in '96 and I did a bike ride from LA, from San Francisco down to LA and you know, loads of other places. But when I was passing Hearst Castle near San Luis Obispo, I said to the guy, I said, on the gate to the guide, I said, it's how long does it take to go up there and visit? It's the Randolph Hearst little sort of folly, and I said, is it true that's where the picture for the front of Hotel California is? And he said, oh no. He said, you'll have to ride another 300 miles east, and he pointed me in the direction of Furnace Creek, bottom end of Death Valley, as a hotel there. And I always thought it was, but it seems to have been, the shot is actually of the Beverly Hills Hotel.
It's on Santa Monica Boulevard.
Yeah. And so that's the lyrics, because they used to spend some time there, and the comings and goings of rock and roll and media and all that sort of hype stuff. The lyrics were quite, offbeat thing of that. Hotel California. But
those songs have been written about which hotels. I know Chelsea Hotel features in quite a lot, but
yeah, it's on that when I was watching a re-thing of Joni Mitchell at the Isle of Wight, and it was the second track she played.
Was it? All right.
Woke up was a Chelsea morning, the last thing on my mind.
And didn't Leonard Cohen do one as well? Chelsea Hotel, I think.
Yeah, and
Just
wasn't it
before we
where
all hang ourselves?
Wasn't it where one of the Sex Pistols died?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I think it was. I think a few people have died there, haven't they? Committed suicide.
It's New York sort of south side, isn't it? I think.
I don't know. I know it was sort of in the 60s. It was a place to be. That's all I know.
Yeah,
I
trendy,
don't know
whatever.
much about this.
I think Dylan Howard in there,
Greenwich Village.
Dylan Thomas, had a bit of a connection with it.
Is that in Greenwich Village?
Yeah, that would be down there. Yeah. You doing it?
Kip was not here.
No using your phones for answers to these questions now, Con. You know.
Hey?
Go on then.
This is all fodder for your quiz, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Oh, we get 10%.
Yeah. No, I get the questions already in. If I had to think of the questions.
What's the top prize in your quiz?
Well, the cash, the money that everybody puts in.
Yeah, what sort of amount?
It all depends. It varies.
100 quid, 50 quid?
Oh no! If for 50 quid, there'd have to be quite a lot of people in there. Because they say there's 25 people playing the game.
Yeah.
Well, they get the 25 quid. It's £1 to enter. So
right. So
everybody gets whatever everybody else has put in. You know.
I quite like these ones where you used to go up every week.
Yeah, that's quite. But you then have to have a catchment. Like I think they do that in the in Brewstone in the Uplands.
Yeah.
They have to do a thing where they got keys, and every
open
week
box.
you win first of all just a key, and that gives you a chance to open the box. But if you pick the wrong key, nobody has the money that night, and it goes into a rollover. So the thinking behind that is when everybody gets to know that there's 150 quid in the box, the incentive is to, well, let's go next week because there's 150 quid in the box.
Yeah.
You know. But then you have to get a box, get all the keys, get everybody to sort of bank that money and whatever. So it's I know a lot of places have done that, but it's where you've got a good catchment of people to go to, you know.
The one I went to, the winner, he was offered money. They offered to buy it off him, the key.
All
so
right.
he had the key of box 7 or whatever.
Yeah.
There was 200 quid or something to be won. I think there was 7 boxes, and they offered him like 35 quid, and he took whatever it was, 38 quid or something.
Yeah.
And they opened the box, and obviously it was 180 quid or whatever it was, 200 quid.
Also, but they took the chance on it being the right key, so they could have paid 38 over the key.
It made it a bit more interesting, if you know what I mean. Rather than there's the winner, open the box, done. They sort of. They took about sort of 20 minutes trying to sort of cajole him into selling his key.
I'd have a serious dump on if they did that to me. Brick plate.
Yeah. But it
used to be a television show called like that, isn't it? They open a box or something like that with Michael.
Huey Green.
Huey Green, was it?
I think so.
Was that Beat the Clock or Open the Box? I can't remember now.
Take your pick.
Take your pick, yeah.
Take your pick, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. It's based on that, to be honest.
Yeah.
But you don't get the good prizes like a speedboat or whatever they used to give away. I can't remember what they used to give away. Probably not very much.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know. You wouldn't have seen this, Con. They're doing repeats of Bullseye. I never really watched Bullseye when it was on, but now I'm watching the back ones. They're fantastic. I love them.
The annoying thing about that is when
they had a prize the other week of a tweed jacket.
That's one of these programs, and sometimes people do it when they're being interviewed. Once you've established the name of the person you're talking to, well, you have to say it every time. Do you, Con, Michael, Gary? You know who you're talking to. But on that Bullseye, it would always be, yes, Bob. Yes, Bob. Yes, Bob. 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 I think it was Bob was the quizmaster, wasn't it?
No.
Or Mike, or was it Michael or something?
On Bullseye, no, I forget. He used to say smashing lovely.
Yeah. But they always would say the guy's name all the time.
Yeah, the he used to tell the commentator's name, didn't he? The one who used to shout out the scores, whatever his name was, I think. Yeah, I can't remember the guy's name now. He'll come to me in a minute.
Bullseye. Good quiz question, see?
Yeah.
Name of the guy who run Bullseye.
Well, some people will find it straight away. I'm gonna have to look it up now.
Yeah.
Unless somebody's doing it already, save me the time.
I can't get it. My phone out. Oh,
I'm sure he was Bob.
No.
We have to put the clock on you, Michael.
I've got his picture here, but he doesn't say who he is. Yeah, by Andrew Wood, Norman Vaughan, the show features. No, it wasn't Norman Vaughan.
No.
No, I got him up here as well. What's his bloody name? Freddie Flintoff. No.
Actually, Norman Vaughan created it. Oh, I've got his name now.
Jim Bowen.
Jim Bowen, yeah.
The bowl bomb. Yeah, Jim.
And the guy you were thinking of is Tony Green, who used to do all the, 180.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Although they never go past. Who was the girl with the apple?
Golden Shot.
Huh?
The Golden Shot program.
Yeah. What was her name? Huh?
Bob Mankhouse was on the Golden Shot, wasn't he?
Yeah. What was the girl's name?
Bernie the Bolt, is it?
No, it was a blonde girl. I'm asking all these questions. I don't know the answer.
Anthea, Cynthia, Delilah.
No.
Dolores.
She was a little, very, very slight blonde girl with a bob. She was useless. God, I can't remember names anymore. Golden Shot. Anthea? Not Anthea.
Anthea Redfern.
Anne something.
Ann Aston.
Huh?
Ann Aston.
Anne Aston, yeah. A little blonde cutie she was.
I didn't realise there were so many hosts on that show.
Was it? I don't know. I know there was a few, wasn't there?
Jackie Ray, Bob Mankhouse, Norman Vaughan, Anton Deck, Vernon Kay.
What was the program called? Something Golden Shot or something, was it?
The Golden Shot.
Yeah.
I think though some of those things are Ant and Deck. It must have been like a very much of a B program shown in the Midlands or somewhere. I'm sure it wasn't shown all over the place, or maybe at 12 o'clock at night on BBC4.
No, they just did it as a special thing.
All right.
Vernon Kay did a special in 2007.
Like a spoof on it or something.
Yeah.
Go on, tell you about times of the night when nobody's watching, whatever. I was in conversation today. I mentioned to Michael about
Go on, let Kipper in.
About somebody who used to live in Swansea from Newquay. Remember we had him on a while back, Porky from Newquay. Ian McCrom.
Yeah.
So he picked up on one of my things saying, oh yeah, he's enjoying the new radio station. So I said, oh, that's great. You actually got it down there. And he listens to it on Alexa. So we were talking about stuff. And he said, I asked him, I said, give me a couple of tunes that remind you of that time that you spent down here. And I'll make it a little feature on my show that I do called Let's Go Round Again, where I do a time warp on a particular place, time, people, bit of music. So he rattled off a couple of tracks. I think Grapevine, Credence's, Beach Boys, Donovan. He said when the Batemans owned it, and Roger Bateman. And he said, and there was that song that always used to wake you up in the morning. I thought, what? Because Porky lived with me for, quite a while. And I always I thought, well, the only thing in my mind was when I used to go to sleep, the last thing on Radio 1 at the time, this is about 68, 69, and it was a piece of music, and the station would shut down then, either at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, and there'd be nothing on air. It would be just nothing. And then at either 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, the station would open up again with the same piece of music. So it would shut down, and it was a piece of music by Beatles producer George Martin, and it was called Theme 1. But when Porky remembered, it used to be on there to wake me up. No, it was only waking me up because I'd fallen asleep listening to it.
The radio.
Gone asleep, and of course then at 5 o'clock they started. What's happening? You know, and it's funny he'd remember that, and I remembered the track. You know, time of the night when nobody's listening. Of course, it's something's on 24/7 now, isn't it? Yeah.
Can you hum it?
Da 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 da. Very orchestral sort of piece.
Sounds Chinese to me.
It sounds like Ponderosa.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Ponderosa. Now we talk.
Well, have a little look. Spotify it. Theme 1, George Martin.
If you ever get a chance of watching Bonanza when they're on, have a look at them. They're fantastic as well.
They're great, aren't they? Yeah.
Well, Bonanza, the old westerns.
Mm.
No, Bonanza particularly. I mean, it's
Yeah, the old western Bonanza.
like a small picture of life they have every week. You know,
Yeah.
whether it's greed or
No, was that the one with the? I get mixed up with Bonanza and Wagon Wheel. Was Bonanza the Cartwright family?
yeah.
Yeah.
Hoss, Joe,
Little Joe
Ben.
yeah.
and Adam. Don't forget Adam.
Oh yeah, Adam. He was the smooth man in black kind of thing, wasn't he?
That's one nasty bastard.
He's got a black hat on.
Yeah.
That's right. He was like the guy in the Magnificent Seven. Do you remember that one in the Magnificent Seven? He wasn't really all that good, but he used to sort of think he looked a bit cool.
Well, that was
Van Cleef, wasn't it?
no.
Norman Vaughan.
It's not me.
Is that it? Good stirring
Sounds
stuff,
like a
eh?
1960s space film thing.
Yes, yeah.
I have to get it off there. Hang on. Shit, where's it gone? Okay, shut the fuck up, man.
We'd be shut down now again, Con, because you haven't got the copyright.
No.
Oh, right, that's a BBC one, isn't it? Fuck me.
Yeah. You can only play.
Oh, we grilled, man. That's it.
Is it 8 seconds you can play something for?
I don't know.
There's a time, I know.
I think I have to take sound off it for a little bit or something. Okay.
Yeah, well, if just overlink it with Sam's version.
Yeah, but it's over 50 years old now, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Copyright's gone.
Does that actually make a difference? I thought they changed the law.
It changed the law to make it longer now.
Yeah, I
Okay.
thought so. I
That's
thought they
all
made
right.
it 100 years.
Or wasn't it the lifetime of the author or something like that? Or if it
Yeah.
wasn't.
Well, no, I think, I don't know if that's songs or paintings. I can't remember now. But it's something strange, isn't it? Because otherwise, what's the point in selling them?
Oh, talk about paintings. I only heard it second or third hand about not a Banksy, but some modern art thing of a banana gaffer taped to a wall. Do you have that lately, news item?
Well, it's on most Facebook posts now, and somebody put something up there. They put for scale a banana, or I didn't have a banana, so here's a pear, or whatever.
The original for that in my kitchen.
Yeah.
Oh, first of the banana picture I remember, it was a Warhol.
Yeah.
I think it was a Warhol back in the early 70s. You know, same as there was one of a pair of old gym shoes at the time. You know, his kind of pop art sort of things.
And a tin of carnation, wasn't it?
You know, Campbell soups.
That's what he did, didn't he? Anything that was around the house.
Yeah.
Anyway, 70 years for music. Just checked it.
Was it?
Yeah.
70.
It's now 70.
Yeah. But so if somebody's bought something, they don't have the rights to it anymore.
No, you can buy the copyright to something. You then own the copyright. Then you
Yeah.
charge people for whatever it is you bought. for using it.
So what's the 70-year then?
If someone produces a record and it's copyright when they issued it,
Yeah.
you have a royalty on that for 70 years. But you can sell that copyright to someone else. If you got bankrupt, you can sell it to someone else. They then get the copyright for it. They'll
Well,
get it.
for another 70 years.
No, 70 years from the first edition. So it's like a lease in a house, I suppose.
So I'm sorry, Kipper. Why would you buy it if you can just use it after 70 years anyway?
Well, it might only be 20 years old.
No, I'm saying if something's 70 years old, they have no value anymore, do they?
No, the value of it decreases towards the end of its life.
If Paul McCartney, for instance, has bought all Michael Jackson's songs or copyright, once they're 70 years gone, like he'd probably go to live to about 188. So in sort of 50 years' time, all those copyrights will be gone, yeah?
Yeah, unless they change the law again.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's
He's got enough bloody money anyway.
Not much of an investment, is it? You know what I mean? Because he didn't play
depends.
1 million.
If you bought Let It Be, it might be a good investment.
For what?
If you bought Let It Be, it could be a good investment.
Yeah, a lot of them were bought out by some big multinational music companies.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the big stars over the last 5 or 10 years have been selling the copyrights to their whole catalogue. Even like Dylan, Springsteen, and Paul Simon, and I thought they figure out, or they keep the copyright themselves and what they're likely to earn off it in their lifetime, or take the money and run, have it now, and I can do more with the money I'm going to get for selling the whole back catalogue with myself,
It's like selling a house on a lease. The longer you leave it, the less value it has. So you can sell your collection early enough for a high enough price. It's worth having, I suppose.
Yeah.
Because in fact, those guys that made the music going back, say, late 60s, 70s, and that sort of time, the money that they made isn't big money now.
No, it wasn't. They didn't make a lot of money, some of them.
If they did a really fantastic year and they made £1 million or $1 million, $1 million now is bugger all.
Yeah.
And most of them sold the copyright to the producer, didn't they?
Yeah.
Or the producer had the copyright part of the agreement.
Yeah, a lot of them got such a small amount for each record they sold.
Yeah.
It's like, I know, a penny for every record they sold. Yet the people who held the copyright
The crime case is what's his name, Alan Byrne, the manager who took over the Beatles. He stitched them up really good.
Alan who? Alan?
Byrne.
What was that after? What's his name?
After Epstein.
Right, Epstein.
Looking for someone, and Paul McCartney wanted Linda Eastman's dad to do it.
Mm-hmm.
The manager and financial manager as well. And John Lennon said, no, we got to have Alan Byrne.
Mm.
So they all went with Alan Byrne.
all got burnt.
And he stitched them out of millions and millions and millions and millions. Check it up, Sam. Check it out on YouTube and go into the Mystery of the Beatles' Money or something like that. Check out Alan Byrne.
Mm.
It's interesting. I've seen a couple of good documentaries on that one.
Well, they didn't end up penniless, so did they? Any of them?
No. Well, they got it all back, didn't they? Sort of. Well, they didn't get the money back from Byrne, but they got all their contracts remade.
Yeah.
Selling the rights onto the names of things as well, not necessarily the music, but Strawberry Fields and that sort of thing, and they actually adapt the names of strawberry of whatever, and they label that, and that's their money maker after that.
It's very difficult. My daughter's got a company she uses. I don't think I can't even think of it now. But someone opened up a coffee shop with the same name, and she had to take him to court, or threatened to take him to court, because she copyrighted the name.
What? But the thing is, when you copyright a name, when they can challenge you, like if you've got a clothing shop and you're calling it Blue Jeans, if somebody opens up another clothing shop down the road and they call it Blue Jeans, you got them. But
Yeah.
if it's a flower shop called Blue Jeans, sometimes it's like no bearing. So is hers a coffee shop?
No, but she did actually. When you do the original, set it up. It's
Yeah,
called Breath of Life.
yeah.
She set it up and she added on coffee shop as one of the additional items you can add to it when you set it up.
All right.
And then this company opened up coffee shop.
Yeah. That's
So
my missing the boat. I think I told this
easily done.
before
People
about
don't check. They think, oh yeah, it's quite an original name. I'll have that, without checking to see if someone else has already
yeah.
listed it.
Yeah, because that thing of mine with the Nike slogan, just do it. Well, I used it first in a nightclub in Swansea, in Martha's.
Hmm.
It was a thing, just do it. It was one of my own little tags. I used to say, oh, I don't talk about it, just do it. And it was part of the slogan for Martha's. Just do it in the vineyard. Hear it on the grapevine, do it in the vineyard. And it was about 18 months later. Of course, Nike sort of had it. If I'd already copyrighted it,
Yeah.
the chances are they would have maybe offered me a nice sum to go and get lost, But
They tend not to. Like, I worked for this company called Headmasters, who had about 70, 80 salons. And there's one in Uplands called Headmasters.
Mm.
Salon.
Yeah.
And I sort of just mentioned, oh, is that one of yours sort of thing? And they said no, and then they looked into it. But it wasn't worth their while sort of even chasing it. Because,
It is. If it's in the same town or the same district and other people would know about it, then you've got a potential claim.
yeah.
It's just the people coming to my door and saying, no, you've opened up a coffee shop. And she said, no. Oh, well, it's got your name on it.
Mm.
Yeah. The trouble is when you do a Google search now, it comes up, doesn't it? Or whichever one's had the most hit.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, but you had the same problem.
Something they didn't do, isn't it?
Didn't you?
Yeah, you got to double check everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but even when you think it's okay, it's not.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I registered Robert Fisher Limited as a limited company. And then I noticed on the internet there's Rob Fisher Limited. So I rang up a company. I said, how can you have Robert Fisher Limited and Rob Fisher Limited? I said, it sounds like the same person. No, it's not. They said, it's a totally different name. I said, well, no, because I'm known as Rob Fisher. And Rob Fisher Limited, that's what I'm known as. They were having none of it. They just dropped the bollock and they just stood by their ground and said, no.
They didn't. No, you're not. You're Kipper anyway. So
No. Yeah, they said, no.
Were they taking you to task on the Rob and the Robert?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Robert
That's
Fisher
like
Limited,
a-
Rob Fisher Limited, two totally different companies. Absolutely don't sound anything like each other at all and could ever be confused.
Go on.
Honestly, Rob, you should have had your company called Done Like a Kipper.
Yeah.
I had a really,
So
Probably
many
wouldn't have
basic-
really got that name.
I had a really experience of that when Dave Fryer first opened up the Bilbo Surf Shop. When he was working there, and he was doing some fashion items as well, and he was doing shirts. I don't think they were Ben Sherman shirts, but he had a guy who was from the Midlands, and he was supplying him with these sort of fashion shirts, and he used to come down regularly. Him and his wife, and I think they got a property more or less in those flats above the forts in Limestone, because I used to do some work on it for him. So at that time, I just started my DJing, and my first tag was Sam's Plastic Sound Machine. That was the working name. And he used to come down and visit and go back and get chatty. And then about 6 months afterwards, I noticed a small ad in the New Musical Express, or one of the music magazines, where you used to have the back pages, where it used to sort of, this band's playing so-and-so, or this, that. And that was this little thing saying, plastic sound machines for hire. I thought, what? So I followed through on the contact number, and it was him, this guy called Alan Cheetham. And he'd actually, there's a name, Cheetham, and he'd actually lifted my name and set up a little thing, Manchester, I think it was from, using the last 3 bits of my tag to put stuff out. And I think I either challenged him or I went straight to the business things and registered mine in its fullness, you know, the Sam's Plastic Sound Machine. I think it got dropped, but I thought the goal of it, you know, right on your nose, you know.
That's what happens. Everybody's in it for the money, Sam.
Yeah, disgusting.
Life's like that, I'm afraid.
I think I told you this before. Going back a bit, I knew a guy who was the brother of one of the writers. Two guys wrote "He Ain't Heavy Is My Brother," and he died, the brother, and he passed it on in his will to his other brother. This was back probably in about 2000, and he was making then about 18,000 a year, he reckoned, in royalties.
On what?
"He Ain't Heavy Is My Brother."
Oh, the Holly song.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, you can make a lot of money from. I just looked back in the email.
Yeah.
And so you can make a lot of money from some songs, I suppose. But it did feature in a big TV campaign as well, I think.
Yeah. Well, I found out by accident the other day. I come across an artist and a song, and I thought, oh yeah, I remember him. He used to be up front of a band called Heatwave, and then I think he went to America and started working with, of all people, Quincy Jones. The guy's name is Rod Temperton, and he became quite a big wheel in really serious music. And when I looked up some of the credits, he actually wrote Thriller, Off the Wall, and Rock With You, the Michael Jackson big numbers. Rod Temperton. Yeah. And you always used to think that everything that came from Michael Jackson, he totally built himself, you know, as opposed to taking a song and working on it. You know?
A lot of the songs in the 60s were songs that were written in the 50s, weren't they?
Yeah.
Just upgraded a bit.
Talking about royalties, right? And in this case, it's not getting royalties. We used to tour a bit in Germany. And when we brought out Back to Earth, one of the songs in it was a hit on the truckers' radio. It was getting lots of plays, you know, and it was getting up there, #1, like, you know, on the truckers' radio in Germany. I thought, tidy, we're going to get some sales, you know, we're going to get some money and royalties and everything. And I waited, and I waited. I'm still waiting. Didn't get anything from them about this. Not a Deutschmark.
What happened to the royalties then? Who had? You must have the
I don't know,
contract
somebody had them
lined up.
somewhere. I don't know.
They financed the Third Reich, probably.
Yeah, the fourth.
Who monitors it then?
I don't know. I could never find out, you know.
I've always
Because in
wondered
France,
that.
you got the SDRM, which is my copyrights are with SDRM and SASM. SASM is the musician's thing, and the SDRM is the copyright company.
Can I
type.
interrupt you before I forget my question?
Go on.
So if somebody like Sam may know this, if you play a record then, do you have to sort of declare that to somebody, or is somebody always watching you?
It used to be, when I was on Swansea Sound and going back that period, going back sort of 12, 15 years ago, every time you played a song on the radio, in theory, you had to let a certain body know that it was played. But what they did in the end, we used to have these things called PRS. So about every month, for 2 days, your whole show would be in PRS. So you had to write down the name of the song, who wrote it, who published it. And all that information went back to a central body, and then they collated everything from it. And then on a law of averages, those people got paid out. But now I think all people that are liable for PRS, Performing Rights Society, like you go in a pub, and sometimes I would get asked for it to go and play my record somewhere. And I say, no, it's not up to me. It's up to you. You get the license, and it's the venue. You pay the license, and I come in and just play the stuff. I don't have to list it down or anything. That was really weird, that was. But they end up, they have a central bank, and how they work out the who, what, whatever, but all the artists get paid out a percentage from this central bank that collates all the information. But how it works now, I'm not sure. Because
They had a similar thing here, whereas you had to fill in your set list on a administrative paper,
yeah,
send it to the SASM, who then would send the bill to the person who was employing you, the theatre owner or whatever. But I never got any notifications from a SASM about how much I was going to get. And I was registered with them, and I was putting all my own songs down, which were all registered with the SASM. There's about 20, 30 songs on one of the song lists, and they're all my songs. So I should have been getting something back for it, I think. Or maybe it was because I was getting paid at their place that I don't know. I never understood it. I was never good.
I mean, even then, it would have been lost in the quagmire.
Oh, totally. It's so hard.
Was it a French?
They reckon in the French system, there's only about 10 artists that get paid. The rest are just,
Oh, that's
Feeling
it.
like I spoke to a load of politicians. I haven't got an answer yet.
Yeah.
Sorry, Gav.
No, I can just imagine the Con sends him a list and they say, "Who is this Paul Conibear? Oh, he's Welsh. Oh, fuck him."
Hang on, I got a better one. But talk about racism. No, I didn't say that word. Talk about the R word. And we got plugged into Sony to bypass this first lane and the second lane of listeners to produce for our album Back to Earth, for my album Back to Earth, and we went straight into the top offices, and that's great, we passed the listeners. That's a good step. We got a letter back from Sony Music International. Mr. Conibear, we listened to your album. It's a really great album. The musicians are really fabulous. We really like the stuff you do. But sorry to tell you, it's in English. You're in France. I said, what? Yeah, this is Sony International, and I got the letter still. Yeah. And because it was sung in English, they wouldn't entertain taking me on. And then a year afterwards, all the bloody French people are singing in English. Taking a piss or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly that.
Hey, we're becoming like a regular chat show program, aren't we?
It's quite good at it. The last 3 episodes have been bloody hell. They've been non-stop.
We'll have to have some special guests again.
Well, this is it. Yeah, we have to get some slow it down a bit.
I think we're down about a minute, aren't we?
Yeah.
My club.
Again, guys, nice one. Well done.
Yeah.
To all the watchers out there, thank you very much for watching. If you stayed till the end, good on you.
This game must be locked in the White Rock
Yeah.
Swansea.com stadium.
He'll throw this up a little bit later when he gets home.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. Yeah. All right. See you all next week.
Take care, guys. Have a good week.
So tune in this week. I'm on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday this week.
Whoa, going into overtime.
That means Connor's going to put this out before Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday.
Oh no, stress! I can't take it anymore. Give me a gun.
I'm not available on catch up at the moment.
Oh no. We always are though.
Right, and we'll also be banging a drum at the Mumbles Parade on Thursday, so fingers crossed that it's going to be dry.
All right.